No, this was a test that Joel gave me. In order to get my lunch, I have to pass the test.
Not have any additional headcount?
Gene, enjoy yourself. I'll be up to visit you this summer.
Good luck, Gene. I'm jealous.
I'm jealous too. Have a wonderful time. I'd like the first 2 weeks in July, please.
We're going to miss you. You're a great manager. Good luck to you. We'll all miss you.
I just need my tissues.
Hi, Gene. Goodbye. It was nice having you.
Bye, Gene. We'll miss you. Don't freeze out there in Maine.
Hi, Gene. We expect you're going to get a wireless link so you can send us email from the school.
Hi, Gene. Bye, Gene.
Sort of almost looking for you.
Good luck, Gene.
Hi, Gene. No pun intended. We wish you all the best. Take care.
Change your mind soon.
Good luck, Gene.
See you up on the coast.
Have fun in Maine.
Thanks for everything, Gene.
Bye. Good luck, Gene.
Stay in touch.
Now we get to the fun stuff. We couldn't let Jean go with just by saying goodbye and have a lunch. That'd be too simple. So we have a few things for her, and some people are going to make some speeches. I'm winging it because Peter was supposed to this, but he's not here. So anyway, first we have, there probably aren't too many engineering positions for engineering managers up in Maine. So we thought we would give Jean some additional ammunition for her resume. A team of experts evaluated various areas of her performance over nearly the past decade or so and decided on some appropriate awards to help clarify all the aspects of the job that she does beyond what you would just call an engineering manager title. Okay, so the first area in which Jean has had many experiences is in legal negotiations. There seems to be a lot of variety here. There was agreements on trellis, DCE enhancements, resource broker threads, and so we have a certificate here. It's called the Certificate of Pseudo-Lawyership. In recognition of substantial legal wheeling and dealing with such industry giants as International Business Machines, Sequent, Open Software Foundation, Horizon Technologies Incorporated, and the Open Group.
I do even remember Horizon. Thank you. It's signed by Bill Blank.
Thank you, White. There we go. On a related note, in addition to the legal aspects of wheeling and dealing, there's also been this kind of sales aspect. I wouldn't be surprised if Jean's revenue generation over these past years exceeded some of the first-year, salespeople in, like Macy's or something. So
That's where I can get a job?
Yeah, if you want. All right.
They don't have the Macy's up there.
Oh.
Such an opportunity.
So here we have a Certificate of Achievement in Software Sales to Jean Fullerton in recognition of significant moolah and in-kind services obtained by licensing various Digital Equipment Corporation software technologies, including idle enhancements for $400,000, DECthreads on NT to IBM for in-kind. That was a little bit of there was a bunch of stuff in that. DECthreads to Sequent.
You guys are good.
And Jean's motto, want to buy some software? The third one, let's see here. Oh, this one. The third
like
one.
Johnny Carson, right? You get to pick the ones you want to do.
Yeah, there we go. Way back when, there was this project called Resource Broker. And in version 1, we were trying to write the documentation for this book, for the Guide to Resource Broker version 1. And unfortunately, our writer, who was a contractor, disappeared. And so basically, Jean and I worked on this. And here's a certificate for honorary off-hours editor and joint author in recognition of contributions to the authoring and editing of the Guide to Resource Broker version 1.0 during the hours of 5 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Is it spelled correctly?
And as some ammunition, we have a copy of the book that she can use to show her efforts.
Writers always need to bring samples with them.
Also related to Resource Broker, we didn't have much marketing back then, so we had to kind of wing it. We have an award for merit for promotional leadership, or excuse me, for promotional literature reproduction in appreciation for the production assistance and manufacture of the Resource Broker marketing brochure. And Jean's motto was Kinko's, the new way to office. Oh, we only have 5 more.
You mean I'll have an easy time getting a job, right?
Yeah. The next one, in addition to selling software, she sells editing and her authorship and books. So we have an award for excellence in the portrayal of an agent in recognition of superior representation of the author, aka David R. Butenhoff, regarding the conception, negotiation, and realization of the book Programming with POSIX Threads. The next thing, let's see, what is this? She's been involved in the college office a lot lately, trying to get us new employees. So we have a certificate of merit for reinforcement procurement in recognition of superior performance in the college recruiting of both co-op and permanent additions to the collective. Oh, I gave you the wrong certificate for one here. Maybe I gave you 2. What did I do? Program. Well, anyway, the last one is kind of generic. It's a certificate of overachievement in recognition of personal and professional accomplishments, too numerous to mention, always with a positive attitude, Herculean effort, and superior results. And so we came up now hopefully she can use all that and find what she wants to do in dating.
I've got the name on it.
Which one?
Hercules should be
Xena. Oh, well. Did you really want to be classified like that?
The ladies' table says yes.
Ladies can say that kind of thing, but if guys said that, you'd call it sexist. So.
You said thinking. I just agree.
Okay, that's all we have for awards. And next, John Piacente.
Actually,
Next up is Yi Ching.
I've been privileged to work with Jean ever since she came over to the then SEPA and CPG. And when I interviewed her, I thought, wow, this person is different. I think she remembered some of the words I said afterwards. And you can never tell her this can't be done. She will find a way to do it. And I claim she might be the only person who broke more rules than I am. She always has the exception. She does everything so well.
I'm leaving John with one rule. Break rules.
Thank you. However, with all those accomplishments, there's one challenge that she did not accomplish, which was I've been working with her trying to figure out how we can make this main commuting work. We did not solve that problem. I want her to try to solve that problem still.
Well, there are people that leave the company and then come back.
We need to talk offline.
He wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, fire it right back. So, but on top of all this, what I will miss her the most is she's a very good friend of mine. We kept in touch even when I was away, and I will miss you as a friend. And last thing is, I believe you will have time reading some books, so some gift certificate here for you. Thank you.
Oh wait, there's more. Next is Sue Ellen with some more mementos.
Yes. I get the privilege of giving you these tokens of our appreciation. In keeping with our great company and your stature, I actually have a 3-tiered present for you. No, 3-tiered.
You said my stature.
Just hold on for a minute. Okay, this is the first one.
Okay.
You can open that one first. Each present has a theme, however. The first one, the theme is assignment. Assignment.
Oh, wonderful. I've never seen paper like that. Ink paper?
Well, in case you didn't have enough building plans.
We don't.
Just to help you out in case
We're
you
doing
need
it
more
fine.
design for your house.
And don't tear that paper.
I think it's a school though.
Telephone room, electrical room, toilet room. Got all the important rooms.
Yeah.
Boys locker.
All the important rooms.
For convenience, I put each card, a card with each present, for all of them are, everything's from everyone.
The quotable moves.
The assignment is to do a book report in memory of all the book reports we've all done.
So shall I turn it in for the next group meeting?
Yes, please.
Quotable moves, a contemporary Maine reader. Multi-prenoring?
Multi-entrepreneur, I think it is, sort of, multi-preneuring, like entrepreneur.
Multi-preneuring.
Multi-preneuring, yes.
Using a variety of skills and a series of careers to succeed.
Yes.
Very good.
Do you even have proof?
Yes, I do. I have backup documentation.
She's fully certified.
Certificate. All my E's, Gardner's memoir. How lovely.
I don't know if everybody knows that Jean has doing book reports at monthly meetings, where people would report on various things. Okay. This is second tier. The theme is association.
This reminds me of the lace in Belgium. I had a business trip to Belgium. I saw the ladies making bobbin lace. Association.
This is a thread association.
Ah. Great. In fact, you can see all the peacock threads. Lovely. Just the colors I like too. Very nice.
Some of the threads are unterminated.
There's certainly a parallel.
Only one stretching is worth stretching too far.
These are positive threads.
Okay, and the theme of the last one is award.
Award.
Or it was.
That one's fragile.
Now you tell her.
turn it up so that you can read it upside, everything will be upside down for everybody else. See?
So I
You
do
do
like
it,
this.
yeah, so that you can read it. It's like a, it's a retirement watch, but not
Well, thank you, everyone.
You have to come back and retire again.
Thank you, Gene, that's from everyone.
And last but not least, Bill Blake.
Triple win. My goodness. I think it's not quite accurate to say that you broke rules, because I think in the higher categorization of what you did best, I think it's more creative insubordination. and in a sense that, and I value that, that's a really important part of how we
Keep that in mind.
work over the years, because sometimes you have to figure out, in spite of sometimes directions or what needs to be done according to a top-down view, you have to figure out what really is what needs to be done, and what really needs to happen to both get the job done and protect and grow the people. And for me, personally, one of the things that you have always done, and certainly brought to this group, is that really important, sometimes magic combination of getting things done and taking care of people and helping them grow, attracting people, always being the person that was willing to make sure something was understood, or that recruiting trip happened, or that college student connected with the right place. Things that more often than not, could have dropped. No one would have come back and said that didn't happen. But over time, the connection to you and the value that people have for you is knowing that you care about a lot of stuff and you can make a lot of things happen, and that's really important. I have to at least say one story about you're into the business and how I began to understand what was going on there. This had to do with the Threads project and this little company called Bell Labs that was changing their VMS customers. They were changing the 800 number dialing system. Naturally, in the Threads tradition of guilty until proven innocent, the customer got in all sorts of trouble with the code, and struggled and decided, maybe that they would share with Bob Hobber that the Federal Communications Commission was bearing down on Bell Labs to roll out the 888 number to expand the 800 dialing number. The operating phone companies, and couldn't because of the Threads problem. Now, you can imagine that these things kind of roll down in a sort of quiet, lackadaisical corporate way. I still remember, it happened to coincide with a power failure in Building 3, where Jesse Fullerton had apparently been talking with, we were at Harvard at that time, chatting with Don about, maybe this is one that we ought to put on the active list for a while to work on. And the power went down, we're in the dark. Jesse I can hear him yelling at Harvard on the phone. I'm standing next to Harvard, and Don looked at me and he said, "He's really mad, you better do something about this." and I felt from that point forward that, gee, I'm sort of now a little more aligned with the Threads project. We obviously resolved and worked through, they fixed their code, not after a few, extra plane trips to the New Jersey area, but I guess the bottom line for me is that your work will continue, your tasks will be reassigned, but that combination of being able to do the job and take care of the people, that really won't be replaced, because that's you. And it's a privilege to work with you. Good luck. I hope E-Chain succeeds and coerces you to some sort of, when you get bored reading all those books and watching sunsets on the bay and things, please do that. Good luck.
Thank you. I guess it's my turn now. And I don't don't have a prepared speech, but I certainly wanted to say that digital is my third job, and so I know what I'm missing and what I found here, and that's why I stayed here for nearly 20 years. That the work was interesting, the company was an exciting, challenging, moral company, but most of all, it's the people that I worked with that I really enjoyed. I have a lot of respect for everyone that I've worked with, and more than that, they've been people that have wanted to do a good job and wanted to do the right thing. And for the last 7 years, I've been here at Spitbrook, and that's really been the most rewarding part of my time at Digital. I am amazed that Jerry and Webb and Dave are still here, even though they were here when I got here. And I'm so grateful because the group that I was given, was allocated when I got to Spitbrook was just a wonderful group with very interesting work and the most competent engineers I've ever worked with. And the people that have come onto the team since then, Mike and Peter and Tom, and some of the other folks, Mary, who couldn't be here today, and even the newest folks, Robbie and John, I'll get to you a little bit later. And Sue and Bob have been fabulous. I really have two teams. I have the team that's always in the spotlight, and I have the team that's rarely in the spotlight. And the fact that they both get their jobs done regardless of whether or not the light is shining on them or whether or not it's intensified in the tradition of the old spy movies, I think it's great. So I'd like to say that with the help of the management, Joel and Bill and Yi Ching, I think that the team is going to continue to do very well, and I think that it's exciting times now that Digital has been merged with Compaq, so that there's real opportunities here and lots of things to do. So I wish you all the best. And I have a couple things that I'd like to pass on before I leave. So just a minute, and I'll be right back.
Always prepared.
You know, Bill, the story about Belcourt doesn't quite end where you left off. Gene continued to bend the rules.
I've given John all the advice I have, but I'd like to just let him know that there's one thing I haven't given him yet, and this is what really works for me. And that's my trusty sword. So I wanted to make sure I passed on the real effective mechanism I have for managing, and tell John that this is very useful for promotions. It's extremely useful for dragons and other monsters. You'll see none of those in my group today. And even more importantly, it's wonderful for windmills. So, for John and his windmills. No, you'll have to find your own. Now, this last one is really a gift for the group. So I'll again give that to John, but it's really for the whole group. And you might recognize an RC25. And I told Yi Ching, I lied through the teeth, and I told him that this contained every single file I've ever created in the company, and that I was going to pass it to John, so that he'd have all the secrets I have if he could only figure out how to read an Aztec drive. However, that's not exactly what this is. This is a hopper clock. So I'll just pass it on with the source of some of the wisdom I've used in managing the group and people. One of the most charismatic and wise people I've ever had the privilege of hearing is Grace Murray Hopper. And she had a lot of advice that was wonderful for anyone. One of the most famous ones is, it's easier to get forgiveness than permission. But this one kind of typifies the fact that she never let anyone that worked for her use the excuse, well, we've always done it that way. So this is a clock to remind people that just because every other clock goes clockwise doesn't mean that that's the way it has to be. So thank you all for coming.
It says DECthreads and visual threads on it besides. He doesn't mess around. She gets a clock and she takes her in the face. That's what it's supposed to be.
Well, I guess that about wraps it up. Thank you very much for coming. And before we go, we should give Sue a nice round of applause for coordinating today. Now you can mill around and get some more stories on it.
I just want to hear the end of Webb's comment.
Oh, the situation was we had this absolutely top priority call from Belcor, and we also had a VMS deliverable. We were basically holding up the VMS release. And so it came down to Jesse to choose between releasing VMS and serving this customer. And Jesse, to his credit, chose serving the customer. But Gene, trying to make sure that everything worked out best in the end, sent to the customer a competent high-level engineer and a junior engineer just, along for the ride. And the competent high-level engineer was none other than Brian Silver, who was a contract employee who had been on the team for less than 2 weeks. And the junior engineer along for the ride was myself. We were going to be there for, a couple of days, and then I had to go back to my other responsibilities, namely getting VMS out the door. And Brian was going to be there to make sure that everything went well for the customer. And it turned out that there was only one small thing that was wrong with a piece of the customer's debugging code that resulted in the application trampling all over its own memory. And when we fixed that one tiny little thing, everything went smoothly after that. And sure, 3 days we were home again.
We all have an 888 number now.
Ron was very grateful to have that junior engineer along to help out.
Gene, when's the first beach party?
I would say middle of February was the
Yeah, because there's only like 3 warm days where you're going, so.
If the black flies are on one of them.
Yes.
The water up there doesn't warm up until like August.
Hello, Gene. I'm glad to have learned how to turn a head count of 2 into 12 people working on a project. Thanks a lot. Good luck, Gene. Don't drown.
I'll be calling you a lot, Gene.
See you on the water.
Where's the email address we have?
I got it. I got it. I got it.
Best of luck. John, you have Exchange, right? So when Joe...
I'm listed on Exchange. I don't know why.
They never told me. He never told me that part. Well, they've got my credit card. Gene, I just wanted to say, I miss you already. Where were you when I was organizing this? No, it's been a pleasure to work with you, and we will miss you great.